Happy holidays, folks. Back with another Christmas music reaction, and this one is a bit of a comedy Christmas music reaction, and one that goes back to my very early years, and of course, in the actual recording of it, it goes back to well before my time. We're talking about the Chipmunks, originally Dave Seville and the Chipmunks, then the Chipmunks for another couple decades, and then known to my generation and beyond as Alvin and the Chipmunks, a creation of Ross Bagdasarian, who went by the stage name Dave Seville, and he had actually had a huge hit with that song Witch Doctor. I'm sure people can already think of the nonsensical or gibberish syllabic phrasing that the Witch Doctor sings in that song. So yeah, that was 1958. It was a huge hit, and it featured pitched up vocals. I think Mr. Bagdasarian did one additional song. It's something like The Bird on My Head or something like that. And then he did the Chipmunks Song, which is Christmas Don't Be Late. I'll make sure I have that right, because it's what I'm about to react to. Yeah, the Chipmunks Song, Christmas Don't Be Late. And it was a huge hit, and it was, sort of a novelty song, certainly. And if you're not familiar with it, you're about to find out. But yes, it was a huge hit, and it led to him recording more songs with his virtual band, the Chipmunks, which again would later be stylized as Alvin and the Chipmunks. I remember the 80s animated films. There was one like the Great Chipmunk Caper or something where they go around the world trying to find like diamonds or like dolls. Them and the Chipettes? Is it not the Chipettes? Maybe I'm getting that wrong. But basically the female counterparts to Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. I remember really liking that movie. There was like a regular cartoon, I think. Then in more recent times, like post 2000, I know they made like computer animated movies with Alvin and the Chipmunks, but it all goes back to this song. Now eventually, and I think shortly after the success of this song, they released a full Christmas album, and Yvonne has made that available, and apparently there was some conspiring between Yvonne and Kim to get me to react to this song and maybe some more. It's funny because the second track in this album is All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth, originally recorded by Spike Jones a few years earlier, but the Chipmunks version is the first version I heard of that song as well, so I might end up doing that one. More on that when I do that reaction. But yes, this song, I remember hearing it very early on, and there's a line about, I think it's Alvin, wanting a hula hoop, and when I think of this song, that's the line, or I think it's actually a series of lines, because he eventually says, like, and me, I still want a hula hoop. Yeah, that's what I always think of. So, yeah, it's a novelty song, it's a comedy song, it's the kind of song I would have heard on Dr. Demento's radio shows. And for those who don't know, he is a long-running radio DJ. I don't think he's actually on FM radio anymore, or AM radio. I think he still does broadcast as part of like internet radio or Sirius or something like that. But yes, for a long time he did a novelty music show in which he would play songs that were designed to be comedy songs, and Spike Jones was often featured. But it's actually the way I discovered Monty Python. The first Monty Python I ever heard was on Dr. Demento's radio show. So, in any case, yeah, this song goes way back for me, though I don't think I've listened to it in a long time. It's silly, it's comedy, but it's, like, not only funny as a song, but there's, like, scene comedy in the song, if that makes sense. So, let's give it a listen. This is just the Chipmunks, I believe, or actually Dave Seville and the Chipmunks. I'm not sure how I'm going to list it, because it's from the compilation album Christmas with the Chipmunks, though this one definitely preceded a lot of the other songs on the album. So, yeah, I may just list it as the Chipmunks or Dave Seville and the Chipmunks. But it's the Chipmunks Song, which is given the parenthetical subtitle, Christmas Don't Be Late.
All right, you Chipmunks, ready to sing your song?
I'll say we are. Yeah, let's sing it now.
Okay, Simon?
Okay.
Okay, Theodore?
Okay.
Okay, Alvin? Alvin? Alvin!
Okay. Christmas, Christmas time is near. Time for toys and time for cheer. We've been good, but we can't last. Hurry, Christmas, hurry fast. One's a plane that moves the
get ready. That was very good, Simon.
Naturally.
Very good, Theodore. Alvin, you were a little flat. Watch it, Alvin. Alvin. Alvin!
One a plane that looks blue. I still want a hula hoop. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late.
Very good, boys.
Let's sing it again. Yeah, let's sing
No,
it
that's enough. Let's not overdo
What
it.
do you mean overdo it? We want to sing
Now,
it
wait a
again.
minute, boys.
Yeah, great. Why can't we sing it
Alvin,
again?
cut that out. Wait a second. Just a minute. Simon.
Whoever the chipmunk is that says, "We want to sing it again," that always used to make me laugh. And presumably those are all Ross or David's voices, just, sort of done in a slightly different expression, and all the chipmunks' voices sped up. So clearly, he hit on a gimmick of vocal recording that, because Witch Doctor was such a hit, he was like, oh, well, I'm going to do this some more. And again, this one was apparently a massive hit. So I guess it sort of became his calling card, or at least the thing for which he will always be remembered. I mean, it's silly, it's very comedic in terms of, Alvin, like from the very beginning apparently, was the misfit, the one who, wasn't doing what he was supposed to, which continued into the, the cartoon show and the cartoon movies. He was always the one who was getting into trouble or getting the other two chipmunks to do something or go somewhere that they otherwise probably wouldn't. So it feels like that was part of the mythology from the very earliest origin here. And yeah, again, it's silly. It's like, think about the 1950s. Obviously 1950s was different things in different places, in different communities, in different musical avenues or corridors. But you hear something like this and it militates against the idea that the 50s was kind of all stuffy, very conventional music and whatever, because it's just zany, it's insane. So yeah, it is very funny in that regard. But yeah, shout out to Mr. Bagdasarian and his vocal technique and his creation, the Chipmunks, which would again continue on for decades into the future. I don't know the current status of the franchise, if there's any movie that's come out recently, but yeah, it's definitely something that, it caught. And as a kid in the 80s, as I said, I was at the very least especially interested in that one movie, which again, I think it's The Great Chipmunk Adventure. I think that's what it's called. It's not The Caper. I think it's The Great Chipmunk Adventure or something like that, or maybe just The Chipmunk Adventure. But yeah, I got to try to track down that movie because it'd be interesting to go back and rewatch it and perhaps do a watch along for it. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this comedic Christmas song. Thank you again to Yvonne and to Kim, who apparently, as I said, was involved in classing up the Christmas reactions here on Acid Techno St. In any case, let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.